Good morning everyone and welcome to GIT 230. My name is Arno Egner and I will be your professor for this short session. Online, of course. This is an online class only, not to worry about that, but it has just been transferred to online from face-to-face on campus. So some of the things might not be completely done yet. I know in the syllabus there is a talk about for grading about attendance, and obviously your attendance is not to come to campus. Your attendance has to do with posting online in the forum on a weekly basis. All right, this is the main difference that I wanted to explain to you. Okay, the class is pretty cool. It's fairly easy. It's not too bad at all. It consists of two parts really. So you're gonna have 3 weeks in Photoshop, 3 weeks in Illustrators from Adobe, both of them, and 1 week to actually review your final test in both categories. Okay, it is you have a book. The book covers 3 softwares and not 2. It also covers InDesign from Adobe. There's a really good software that we don't cover in this class. In this class, we cover Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. Okay, now so about the book. That's why it's very important to understand that there's 3 software taught in the book, because you have 3 main sections and each section has a chapter 1. So when I give readings every week, all right, you will see it says, you know, Photoshop book. So when you're in Photoshop the first 3 weeks, it's obviously in the Photoshop parts, and when you're in Illustrator after that for the next 3 weeks, it's obviously in the Illustrator part. Okay, it doesn't get much deeper than that. You can get for $20 a month the cloud from Adobe Photoshop, which I would recommend. It's nice to have, frankly. You get all the latest update. It's just a nice way to do it. It's pretty cheap. 20 bucks a month is not bad. Okay, so let's look at the shell and let's look how we can navigate to it and what's you're going to be doing the first week. All right, so you have the announcement right here where that video will be located in a couple minutes, and after that you have about the instructor, and I will post a little video also about me in the next hour or so. Okay, now you have about the course. It explains everything about the course. All right, it's easy, just like I talked about. You know, it's an introduction to Photoshop and Illustrators. Okay, now you have the syllabus that I'm going to slightly tweak today or Saturday, to make sure it doesn't talk about attendance and so forth and reflect perfectly the class in 7 weeks. It's obviously 7 weeks that starts on Monday, March 16, and will end up on May 1st. Okay, it is very important that you are not late in any of the deadlines. Okay, after that you have your schedule, which is one of the most important part. You go right here and you click and open your schedule basically, or you can save it, whatever you want to do with it. It's downloading. It'll give you everything you need to do and all the due dates week by week. It doesn't get much deeper than that. Okay, alright, so this is your sprint session, as I said, session B. Sorry, my Lenovo is doing stuff, so it might slow down a little bit from time to time, the video capturing. I'm sorry about that. It's kind of updating itself. 3/16/2015 to 5/1/2015, as I was saying a few seconds ago. Now week 1, you're just gonna get started with Photoshop. All right, and it's just 1 week, and you have a lab that is due on 3/22. We'll look at that later on. All right, and you have pretty much a project a week. So you have your reading, so you'll go in your week by week. I'll show you. So everything is due right here. All right, you can see all your dates right here, so go through that. That's pretty important. And then the most important part after that is definitely to go into the week by week. Let me show you. Alright, so let's look at the week by week. This is the most important part. You see the folders and chapter content and assignment quiz. This is for me, that they're not visible on your shell. Alright, you have some tutorial and sample, alright, right here. So if you want to you know, there's extra stuff basically, extra tutorial and example. You just click on that and you will see extra stuff, pattern making, you know, YouTube channels and camera raw, stuff like that. So if you're interested to go a little deeper, that's what we're doing. Now, so if we go, what's important right here is course by week. Okay, you basically have every week lined up from beginning to the end, so it's pretty easy to you for you guys, and just the date of everything and what it kind of cover, the title of it, and then you click on it right here, and you can see you're reading your lectures, all right, and your lab. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, so the lectures, you have the reading. So for week 1, you'll have reading chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the Photoshop section of the book, as we talked earlier. This is very important. This is the second section of the book. Okay, you can look at the chapter content for the PDF and tutorials. Okay, and then after that you have lectures. All right, that covers in less depth, sorry, what covers the book. So you have it in PDF and you also have it in MP3. All right, the MP3 version is done by another professors, as we all share the same shell at GIT Polytechnic. So you can go through those 2 lecture systems, lecture 1, lecture 2, for week 1, obviously, and you have to do a first project. I call it a lab 1, very simple to get you going a little bit, because if you've never done Photoshop right now, it'll take you like at least a week to get the proper basis and a little bit to be able to do something. So for the first week we are going to do a little writing paper. So make me something short. 1 page is way enough. All right, I want just the bullet points, well written, obviously, so I can understand what is the use of copyright, fair copyright use, basically, in the graphic industry, for images and so forth. It's very important because for multiple reasons. First of all, because it's not fair to take other people's work, tweak it a lot, and then say it's yours. You haven't done anything, you haven't taken a picture or so. And second of all, by doing so, by actually, when people take so many pictures from others and then use them for themselves, what happens is basically everybody use the same thing on the internet, and all the work will look very similar after that. So that's the main reason for me, but there's legal copyright use, law and so forth, and I want you to look into that, into the legal aspect of it, and also the moral aspect of fair use. Okay, because it's possible to use someone else's picture, contact them and actually ask them, can I just display it for my work or something like that. All right, and that could work from time to time depending on legislations. You can also maybe look into legislations in other country. Give a couple of examples of different legislations that could be pretty interesting for us. Okay, so that's your work for the first week. That's pretty much how the class works. Okay, so for your lab, you go right here basically every time, and you will click on it, and it open, it's 20 points, and it opens a window where you can upload your work. Basically, doesn't get deeper than that. Okay, you can do a write submission, you can type it directly there, or you can actually upload it as a file. That's how you want to. One thing though, check your spelling. All right, yeah, spell checker, so please check it with that. Now if you have any questions, there is obviously, we have discussion board, and you have to post your progress, all your question on a weekly basis to get your attendance point. Because we're completely online, we do not meet in class face to face, attendance is replaced by posting on forums. So we can create a good atmosphere. Please, nothing racial, sexist, religious or political, please, you guys. That's illegal on the forum, or drugs or anything like that. Okay, let's keep it clean. I never have any problem, but I just have to mention it. Okay, so every week you need to post your project, where you are and so forth. What you're doing, and if you have any question, this is the best way to post them right here. Now there is really 2 types of questions, and that's extremely important that you follow that rules, because I have a lot of students. If every student in my class email me every day to know what's the next due date for a project, then I'll be all day answering email about that. Okay, so What you want to do is that if you have a personal question, what's my grade, why is my grade so low, I'm sick, or want to talk to me personally about maybe you have a problem in life or something like that, and your work is being affected by it and so forth, all right, in this class, then you email me directly, because this is important, this is personal. You don't post it on the forum, that's for sure. If it's something that is pertinent to the class, let's say for example a due date, something you don't understand how to do in Photoshop or Illustrators, then you post it to the class, all right? Because like that, I will answer in the forum right away under 24 hours, all right? But everybody else can see it too. So if they have the same problem, it fixes them too. And it creates a dialogue between us in the class. So that's the way it needs to work. So if it's general, class general stuff, in the forum, not to email to me, all right? If it's personal, email it to me directly and not in the forum. Okay? Have fun, you guys, and I'll see you online all week.